We're joining these fellows out in the grass. Not exactly their native environment, but what are you going to do? I'm calling this thing done. If you were with me the last time I did an update, there were a few things I wanted to still do. The only one I didn't get to is the switch for the headlights. I might get to that later. She runs great. I'm very, very happy with it. This is the later model controller of the ROC Hobby Jeep, and I like it. It works pretty good. As usual, we're trying to do both. Man the camera and the controller. I don't know if I'm happy with the sound system. It doesn't sound enough like a Jeep for me, but it does work pretty good. It seems like it increases as you accelerate, and it only starts up when you first put power to it. So, because there's some of them they'll shut down after 30 seconds or so, and then when you flip the throttle, it sounds like it's starting up again. But this, unfortunately, is not one of them. But control is really good. She rides really good. I fixed up the suspension. We'll get to that in a few minutes. So far, nothing's fallen off. That's always a good thing. That's one thing I don't like about this sound system. I know something's backwards, and I know there's a way to turn that off. I think you can turn it off at the ESC. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I wanted to get out in the sunlight so that it'll show up nicely. Okay, we'll go mobile soon. It's about the fourth time I've made this video because I keep accidentally doing something that shuts it off and I have to start over again. You know, what are you going to do? I never did claim to be the sharpest knife in the drawer. Anyway, let me shut this down. I went to the local hobby shop and got some Traxxas springs. In fact, I stopped there today and picked up 2 more pairs for the green Jeep. I'm not sure how this is going to show up. I don't see anything has fallen off. There were a couple things I wanted to do, you guys remember from the last video. One of them was the suspension, and I went to the local hobby shop, got new suspension for it. I did a separate video on that and a separate thread, but it now has a decent suspension. It's independent. You saw it running. It runs pretty good. I'm going to do the same thing to the green Jeep. If you look down in here, I'm not sure how well this is going to show up on the video, but there's a radio down in there, and that's not going to focus either. Anyway, we got the teapot, and there's a British canteen down in there. I'm very happy with the way the rifle came out. I made these clips from leftover photo etched brass from the racks for the jerry cans. Focus. And I bent them and super glued them down, and they're just photo etched brass, but they're very springy, and they're actually quite functional. There's just 2 of them, one on the front too. Hard to see out here. Anyway, it worked out pretty well. That 303 Springfield sits there real nice. Hasn't fallen off. Everything seems to work really well on this. Quite pleased with how it came out. Let's see, there was the light switch. I didn't get the spare magazines for the Vickers. That didn't work out. Got an idea or 2. We'll have to see. Thought I had this thing sold right about the time I found out I wasn't going to get the magazines for the Vickers, but that guy backed out on me, so I'm going to play with it for a while more and see what happens. I'm sure if anybody's interested, they'll get a hold of me. But you can see it's pretty well detailed. Those are K rations in there. I think it's a supper and a dinner. One thing that won't stay, that is not permanent, is this rope right here. That's the rest of my 55 thou Siren ship model rope, and it's just a good place to keep it. I can uncoil it off there as I need it, but that's not part of the Jeep. It won't be permanent. I wanted these guys to be well armed, well equipped, and well supplied, and I think we succeeded. I think we put together a pretty unique piece here. So it kind of bums me out that I don't have any events or anything around here. Like my buddies in the UK, they do those Armor Tech get-togethers with the 1/6 scale. Come on now, there's no doubt this thing would be a big hit at an event like that. I mean, you know, a lot of people would want to look at it, a lot of people would want to ask questions about it. It'd just be a big hit. But I don't get the joy of showing it off. Because, you know, what are you going to do? There just aren't that many tankers around here. So anyway, that's the SAS Desert Raider. I should have turned it back on before I came over here. So there's a whole separate video on the suspension, a whole separate thread actually, because that'll be of use to anybody that is, hello baby. See, that's what happens when you try to run the camera and the Jeep at the same time. Especially when you're getting old and feeble. But anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed the project. I had a lot of fun building it. If they put them on sale again like that this coming Good Friday, I'll probably buy 2 more, see what other kind of trouble I can get into. You know, I was thinking about a 1/6 scale rocket launcher Jeep, and you know I'd have to make it functional, right? You guys let me know what you think about that. Should I, if they put these on sale again, should I get another one and make a rocket launcher? I would say probably 1/2-inch bottle rockets for that, same as I'm using on the Nebelwerfer. Maybe there's like an intermediate range too between the ones I use for the Nebelwerfer and the ones that are like 1/4-inch Black Cat bottle rockets. There's like an intermediate range. They're blue. I think they're like 3/8 of an inch. Those would probably be just perfect for a 1/6 scale rocket launcher Jeep. So should we? Like I said, I really like the way the ROC Hobby Jeep runs. The sound system is pretty good. I'm okay with it. I might replace it with something better in the future if something should present itself. That's most of it. I'll probably play around with the stowage. I'll probably take some things out and put other things in, and you know, just play with it. It's a toy, right? That's what you're supposed to do with it. So anyway, like I say, I hope you guys enjoyed the project. Now I'm going to move on to the the Kugelwagen that's very slowly being turned to RC. It is RC right now. It moves under its own power and it's got steering, but it's got a long ways to go. It's just a Type 82, and that'll be next. We'll see you next time.